You're listening to the Latest Noise podcast with Max and Coos.
Hey guys, this is Mike Kuzan from The Latest Noise, and this is The Latest Noise podcast interview with Liam Brown from Liam Brown and the Pounds. Liam has a gig tonight in Hoboken, New Jersey at Willie McBride's, and also is releasing his live EP, which was recorded at Silver Horse Sound today, so be sure to check that out. We sat down with Liam, Jamie DeJesus, and Max to talk about the gig, about the recording process of the live EP, and to chat about music. We hope you enjoy it.
But we can keep all this too. I like a little banter. I like the rough stuff, the raw stuff.
You like it raw?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here with Mr. Liam Brown.
Good afternoon, good evening.
On Friday, what date is that? The
12th.
At Willie McBride's.
McBride's.
Let's start off talking about that. What do you got going on for the show?
It's as loose as it possibly can be. I'm excited for it. It's been a while since the crew's been together. I was nervous for it, very nervous for it, because I hadn't done anything in a while besides playing piano at home and running around with the kids in a great way. But we all have our schedules and life by life's terms. And so we finally got into the studio of Silver Horse Sound about a week ago. And all my nerves, any anxious feelings I had went out the window immediately. As Jamie said at the end of our rehearsal, he said, like riding a bike, and it's just, I was thinking on the way up here about that answer, about how if I was nervous or whatnot. And I remember Stephen Bailey a few years ago when I was doing my first EP, I was like, yeah, I'm very nervous. He goes, you got Dave Entwistle, Jamie DeJesus, Chuck DeMulti in your band. Even if you suck, it's going to be a good show, Now you look at a couple of years later, it's progressed and the band has sort of promoted itself by experience and by friendship and by bonds, and now it's me. Behind me is Johnny Rock, Max Feinstein, Ryan Freed, Jamie DeJesus, Dave Entwistle. Even if I suck, it's going to be awesome. You can't screw it up.
Even more people now.
And there's even more people, who knows how the night's going to go, and I'm sure. That's why I want to keep it a bit loose. I think I put when I said when I was promoting it on Facebook and whatnot, I said plus guests, because there usually is when I'm playing, and hopefully Ross will be there and we'll have a bit of we have history with our little Joe and Little Picard stuff. So and Jamie was involved in that, and then Ross has recorded with. Speaking of the devil,
there he is.
I have that shirt. It looks better on me. But yeah, so I was talking about Ross might jump on stage with us. We have history. Ross, Jamie, ourselves. So we sort of know it's easy for us to improv because we know each other, and that's why I think it's easy for this band to have that one rehearsal, be loose, but be excited, not nervous, because we know each other so well that it's like Jamie said, it'd be like riding a bike.
Yeah.
So, buddy,
How you doing?
good.
Coos.
J-Mo.
Well, Willie's, Brett, you
Maxwell.
mentioned Willie's. Willie's has been a venue for many, many years. It's probably got the reputation of more of the outsider bands, outside town bands. You get your Nerds and all that sort of stuff, the big bands, Benjamins, that sort of thing. I've known the owner, Sean, for many, many years. He knew my father before I ever moved to Hoboken in the bar business. And he just reached out to me. I think he just sees what's going on, what our little musical family's got going on the past few years, and what we've built up. And he very much wanted to be part of that. With certain venues closing down, Northern Soul, what happened there? I know it's making its way back. Maxwell's had closed down. It's opened up, and who knows what the future is there. But Sean knows he has a venue, and he really wanted to be part of it. So he asked me. For a couple of months to have local musicians, locals Friday nights, if you will. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for the Pounds to be one of those bands. I'm excited to do the EP release.
As a new phase of the band, because you have this new EP coming out. Is this a new lineup, or is this something you're building?
You know what? I think it's always changing and always the same. It's just a very strange thing to say, obviously, but the foundation, I never really want the basics to change, which has always been Dave And Jamie, we've played in blizzards. We've trucked through hell to get to gigs, and they're great memories I've had. So I never want that to change. As far as musicians go, nobody knows me better than Jamie and Dave. I have tendencies to just go off down a different avenue that we're on, and they know exactly where we're going to go. That said, Ryan has been involved now for a little while, and I had a project with Ryan, Snazzy Donkey. We had a little bluegrass thing. Having Max join, I think I didn't even ask him. Just turned around one day and he was in it, and you're blessed for that to happen. Who wouldn't want this expert, this madman? Yeah, who's that?
Master Viber slap player.
Master Viber slap player. Yeah. I don't know. It's also good to have a better guitarist than you in the band, also. So it's always
Not playing guitar.
not playing guitar, but there, if I need it, but it changes with. When we get in and just jam, sometimes it's the songs come when we're jamming. You write by not trying to write sometimes, and with these guys in it, it's just progressing. I don't know if it's changing; it's just progressing.
Yeah, let's talk about the songs. How do they change and progress as you have different people on them?
Like there's old songs on there, and there's very, very new songs on there. One of the songs is Irish Song. When I first recorded that, and in my very first solo EP, it was with Dave. So it was a lot of overdubbing. It was myself on guitar, myself on banjo, Dave on bongos or whatever it was, and it sounded great. But now over the years, it just itself has just I was on acoustic at the time. Now it's electric. It's not just me doing the little parts in the song, which are like the boom babas, if you will. It's the whole band involved, and really when you hear it now on this EP, that song, I think what I wanted when I first thought of the song, Irish Song, it means a lot to me. It's a song about me living in Ireland. The last memory I have living in Ireland was me, my sister, my mom and dad sitting around watching the Pogues and the Dubliners on the Late Late Show, and that's the first line of the song. And it's a song about me progressing as a musician. It goes into me playing at the Dubliner in Hoboken, and now it's me and the musicians that I met, my new family that I've met in Hoboken. So it's the song is stayed the same, but it's gotten so much bigger, and I think it's becoming what it's always kind of I set it out to be, and now it's kind of turned into that. So that's on there. That's one of the first songs I've ever really done by myself. So that's an old song. Now we've got new songs, Radio. Very calypso, Harry Belafonte type song, so much so that we actually go into Deo. I hope I don't have to pay any royalties.
Huh? Don't give it away.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Just change.
But I wanted to call it Radio. I mean, it's one of the most fun words to sing. The radio. I mean, the privilege.
Well, you are the guy who sings Caravan.
I'm the guy who sings Caravan. I've gotten that privilege. So the radio, So I mean, so it's got that Harry Belafonte vibe. It's also got a sort of like a musical youth sort of Passaducci vibe to it. It's got a Sublime vibe to it, but it's definitely still got that splash of Jameson in there. It still has a bit of Irishness in there. But really, what I love about a lot of the songs I try to write is a part for the crowd to sing with me, and that song certainly has a callback, if you will, a shout back, sharing with the crowd. So that song is great. It's a new song. I think I've really sort of been going down my blues avenue for the past few years. Playing piano again sort of gets me that way, because when I play piano, it's really straight to the blues. So there's a song on there, Picture of the Blues. Sort of my Stella Blue, which is a Grateful Dead song. You can hear the Grateful Dead in there. You can also hear Allman Brothers in there, where me and Max sort of do Dickie Betts, Warren Haynes sort of sharing harmonic vibe with the guitars, and add Ryan Freed's harp in there. It's easily become one of my favorite songs on the EP. And when you hear it, I think you'll probably feel the same, because you can hear the love that we have for each other and for the love for the song.
Cool. Let's backtrack and talk a little bit about how the EP came about and a little bit of the process, because you tracked everything live. Right?
Sure. Yeah. Recording can be a tedious process. It can get old quick. You can be working on new songs when you start recording an album, and by the time you're done tracking one song, it's become old to you, and it almost becomes stale while doing the process. And I think that's very unfortunate and unfair to the song that you set out to write. Click tracks can, the metronome in your headphones, it's all just a little bit, there's a boss there, and it's not you. It's whereas really just wanted to get the crew together, just get in the room and let's just all be together and just bang it out. The songs are written to be live songs, so by tracking, it's almost like you're not getting it. I'm not getting it anyway. I write songs to have that vibe, to have the crowd vibe, have the bar vibe, and I think with this crew, you hear the fun. You can hear all of us together. I got to know Johnny really when he started working with Ross Sandler on his last EP, and I got the honor to be involved in one of the songs that Ross did. It was a cover of, it was called Brand New Funk, and to be in the room with Johnny while I was doing some overdubs on that, someone, a good person. I know a good person immediately when I see one, and Johnny is someone who knows what needs to be done as far as something that's going to be listened to later on by other people. I know that it seems like it's, people that don't record it's easy to take for granted what's being done in a studio when you hear it later on. But with Johnny, you can see immediately what it's going to be later because he puts it all into it. And he's a bit of a scientist when it comes to it. And there's a lot of tools out there. He knows how to use them all, which is great. So it was easy to, chase him down, ask him to be. And please, on drums, I had no idea. I had an idea that I had a couple of songs I wanted to do one day, maybe try and catch lightning in a bottle, just go down there solo with him one day, and he'd back me up on the drums. I was like, all right, this guy's in the band, and let's get everybody in here and really, get the vibe going again. But that's why, I wanted to do it down there here at Silver Horse Sound, especially in Sound Wars too, where we've kind of become. There's been a brotherhood over the past couple of years in here.
Cool. Max, you want to add anything to that experience?
It was advantageous for us to do the live album because we had just put the new room together. We had just really started to get our footing, having gotten both rooms in our place. And we really, forgive the pun, we wanted to test out the horsepower.
Sure.
We wanted to see how's the best way to test out this thing that we just wired up and make sure it all works. Do a 6-piece band live.
Live, sure.
Oh yeah.
And make it sound good with minimal minimal separation and vibe. We wanted the live vibe. I remember when you were mixing Sound as a Pound and hearing a lot of things and being like, no, let's just do it live.
Yeah. You can tell, when you hear something.
It bodes well for your vibe.
Sure, right. But when you hear something, if it's never mailed in, but it can come across that way. Sometimes. Live
Overdone.
with us,
Overdone.
Overdone. Yeah, totally. But with us, we have fun. We had fun playing chess, the six of us. So to play music, it comes across so well.
6-person chess.
Yeah, why not?
6-person chess.
Kind of
There we
like
go.
And it's great as the band's gotten bigger. It's almost started to get more of like an E Street, like early E Street
Sure.
band vibe. Very sort of laissez-faire in the best way.
And stepping back and letting room for the rest of everybody. Lots of room.
Join us, Jamie.
Oh,
Join us over here.
Hello.
Sure, I think the songs are they're sort of written that way. When I write a song, I write it's like building a house. I get the property, I lay down the foundation, and I'm like, here's what I have so far, guys. And then, everybody else comes in and builds it up to what Chip and JoJo could make.
And then rearrange the furniture.
And then rearrange the furniture. Yeah,
Right.
in a good way.
Do you think it's how do you know when it's enough to bring it versus something that maybe giving yourself some more time might help teach it or
That's a good question.
Give them guidance on it?
I know immediately. I know immediately if it's a song I want to do that with. I have there's a couple of songs that we did not record that we've done before that they're just not done, and us jamming twice is not going to finish them. You know, they would have to be sat down and structured. But that's also me. You know, again, I don't want to. Some of the songs do write themselves. TikTok wrote itself. Radio wrote itself. You know, there's some other songs that would need to be finely tuned, and then I can bring that to the table. There's certain songs that I won't bring to the table, and there's certain songs that I will. That's why.
And you know that. Like, you have a
I
feeling
know
for
that. Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough one. But yeah, no, I do know when it's going to be fun. You know, when you don't have to use your brain. And a couple of things that some of the songs that I do have, they're not fully thought through yet. They're not finalized. I have to finish pouring the cement so the rest of us can all build a house. And some of them, I only have the property. I haven't laid down the foundation yet.
Cool.
Good question.
So you mentioned a lot of different influences. Anything recently from maybe songs that somebody had seen the Pounds before, or some of the songs that you're presenting on the EP, the overall direction you're going, or feel that you're going, or is each song its kind of own little universe? I
think there was definitely some. I would have loved some more of the blues stuff that I have in my head. Maybe that we did rehearse or record that day, that maybe didn't make it to the EP because whatever, a flub or something, or it was just too much work. It didn't make it. It wasn't. We didn't hit it on the head. But I think you will see a change in compared to what you've seen before. In the beginning it was very Irish jam, then it became almost away from Irish stuff to just jammy kind of stuff, which is all great because I love it all. This definitely, it's matured. The songs have matured. I've matured, but the blues. Picture the Blues is I love that one. Like I said, very much influenced by the song Stella Blue, but very much also influenced by a song called The Dark End of the Street, which was, the first time I heard it was by The Commitments, in the movie The Commitments, but then I heard Greg Allman, Warren Haynes, and Derek Trucks do it acoustic, and just starts off, just gives it to you, at the dark end of the street. You know you're in for something good, and I think with Picture the Blues, right off the bat, it's got your ear, and you know you're about to hear a nice classic blues song. So I think you'll get that this time more so than past shows.
Cool. Are you looking past this show? Just ideas for...
Ideas are going 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm home a lot. I'm sitting at the piano a lot these days. And just by sitting down, every time I sit down, I feel like I write a song. My voice memo is almost full again.
And show an EP, because they're kind of coming out at the same time.
Sure.
So
Well,
think,
that's it's. I took a step back for a little bit, and just to take a step back. We were going pretty hard at it for a long time. Sometimes towards the end there, like I said, I've done. I remember one time just doing 12 shows in 12 nights at 12 different places, and after a while, it's kind of like, all right, what's tomorrow? Okay, what's the next one? Oh, that's right, I got this one. It's like, wait a second. Let's enjoy this again for a second. It's very easy to just keep doing it and doing it for the purpose of wanting to do it. I was always playing out because I wanted to better myself, be a better performer, get my name out. You can't sit home and get your name out. It doesn't work that way. So I think now, having really put in the work with all the projects I was a part of, having sat home now, I think I have a better, I guess, appreciation for it. I have more appreciation for definitely playing in front of a crowd again.
You gotta do that too.
Yeah,
You gotta play in front of a crowd a million times before you understand how to play in front
exactly.
of a crowd.
People, it's like singing into a microphone. Open mics, not everybody gets it off the bat. You got to do it, like I've said before, or I've heard before, 10,000 hours of doing something, then you finally know how to do it. And I had to put that in. Now I think I'm getting the hang of it. But, But I think by taking some time off and stepping back a bit, I'll get to appreciate what I've done now a little bit more. You know, it's just nice now to sit back. You know, there's lots of pictures on Facebook of your shows, and people tag you and all this sort of stuff. So about a month ago, I went on and I got them all developed, those pictures, and I hung them up on my wall.
Cool.
And it's a pretty cool thing.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool thing to just sit down and look at your wall and go, holy crap, you know.
Yeah, this happened.
This all happened, and you don't know it's happening a lot when you're in the midst of it. And you know,
happening.
and it's
You
cool
don't know
to
what it
just
is.
sit back and look at that and be like, all right, cool, let's do it again. You know,
Yeah.
so I think we're there now.
And what do you do the next time around? You know, I think you take all that experience, and it's nice to look back and
It's-
have a little bit of a perspective
Sure,
into your
yeah.
next phase of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And now, you know, it used to be, okay, we're playing this show, all right, let's do it. And then it's over. It's like, all right, where are we next week? I'm not, for this show coming up, I don't have that. I haven't booked something else down the line. I'm excited for this one. You know, I'm excited to see some friends. You know, there's going to be probably a good few musicians showing up, and guarantee you we get some of them up there, you know, to play with us. It's and
treasuring the vibe.
treasure. I'm
That
going
we
to
create.
slow it down, you know, just take it in, drink the music, drink the vibe, drink what's happening. We're all in this crazy musical thing that we have here in Hoboken, Hudson County. It's great to see musicians enjoying what you're doing. You know, it's a cool thing, certainly.
Cool. Well, you see Liam at William McBride's Friday, January 12th
12th,
at
10ish.
10-ish.
10ish. You know what time Sean Connery got to Wimbledon? 10ish.
No.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for what's going on. It's cool to sit back and, like I said, take a look from the outside now. Because I'm watching, you know, what you're doing. You know, you've whether this is going to be on the record or not. You know, I remember first meeting you, and we stayed in touch. We stayed close. We stayed, you know, and I knew what you could see that you had this twinkle. Like, well, I want to be involved in this crap, not just play on stage North Soul once in a while. I want to be involved. You know, you did what we all did, what me and Jamie have done. We looked up, we saw Dave Entwistle, and we went, oh, I want to do what he's doing. You know, and what he did is just sort of take the musical sound of in the area under his wing and helped us all get to where we go. And then I sort of took that to Jersey City, see if I could get some musicians playing there. Jamie took over North Soul. What you're doing with the latest noises. You know, it's a great thing. So, you know, congrats to you too on what you're doing.
Thank you, bud. Yeah. Can go around the circle here. Jamie, Max, Silver Horse, and Ilio Productions.
And so many more.
And so many more. Yeah, we're just building this.
I want to tell something to the listeners here. Elio Productions has a logo, right? And Leo, which is Latin for lion, the Elio Productions logo is a wasp.
But it's good colors.
It's great.
Colors.
It's great.
Colors are
Great.
fantastic.
So look out for the Wasps Productions coming soon.
Yeah, careful with that.